Joey Jordison, Chris Fehn, Craig Jones, and more recently Jay Weinberg were all members of Slipknot that seem to have been ejected from the band under mysterious or at least by non-amicable means. In other words, the reasons for their departures seem to have been brushed under the carpet by Slipknot, or there's been at least an attempt to conceal the truth. It's gotten to the point where Slipknot fans have even started to lose trust in the band and seemingly doubt that Slipknot's intentions have ever been honourable with some members. And all fingers seem to point to this man, Shawn Crahan, otherwise known as Clown in the world of Slipknot. I'm starting to get the feeling that Jay's departure is purely Clown's decision. Obviously, one comment on Instagram doesn't prove anything. It's just an example of the general sentiment many Slipknot fans seem to share at the moment. Have a quick look on Reddit and social media, and you'll find plenty more comments like this. For years, it has been commonly accepted that Joey Jordison was a founding member of Slipknot along with Shawn Crahan and Paul Gray back in 1995. However, in February of this year, Crahan stated that Joey had nothing to do with the formation of the band, despite this being well-documented information for over 2 decades. Crahan has never questioned it or mentioned this so-called mistake in information until now. It seems to be very convenient timing then for Crahan to change this narrative, considering back in December of 2023, the media reported that Joey Jordison's estate had filed a lawsuit against Slipknot, claiming the band had used his death to help market one of their recent albums, amongst other things. And in the very same lawsuit, it states that Joey was indeed a founding member back in 1995. Considering Joey can't defend himself as he sadly passed away in 2021, there isn't really anyone to challenge Shawn Crahan's new statement. Current band members certainly won't question anything, as they are obviously still in Slipknot. There was also a lot of confusion regarding what happened to Joey and Slipknot in 2013. Slipknot's official statement seemed to imply that he simply left the band. It is with great pain but quiet respect that for personal reasons, Joey Jordison and Slipknot are parting ways. We all wish Joey the best in whatever his future holds. We understand that many of you will want to know how and why this has come to be, and we will do our best to respond to those questions in the near future. Yet a decade later, Joey would reveal that he was actually fired. No band meeting, none. Anything from management, no, nothing. All I got was a stupid email saying I was out of the band, that I busted my ass my whole life to create. That's exactly what happened, and it was hurtful. I didn't deserve that after what I'd done and everything I'd been through. Official statements over the years have also just been signed off as Slipknot or the band. However, in Joey's lawsuit, it states that Shawn Crahan, Paul Gray, Corey Taylor, and Joey Jordison had entered an agreement and formed what is known as the Slipknot Partnership, a legal entity that essentially turns Slipknot into more of a business than a band, which is actually very common. Paul Gray sadly died in 2010, leaving just Jordison, Crahan, and Taylor as what you could call the owners of Slipknot. So when Joey was fired from the band in 2013, the lawsuit claimed that it was solely the decision of Crahan and Taylor. Yet some fans are now speculating that all of these decisions are solely down to Shawn Crahan, even stating that the stress of being in Slipknot is the reason that Corey Taylor had to cancel his own solo tour recently due to needing a mental health break. Chris Fehn states that he also experienced mistreatment from Slipknot, with his lawyer stating, "The reason why the lawsuit was filed was, as I said before, Chris was denied access to information about the band and its business, and he was essentially being proposed that he would be a second-class citizen in the band, and that, in our view, was not fair. It wasn't equitable, and it wasn't consistent with his role from the very beginning." Fans also seem to think that Slipknot purposefully didn't include the single All Out Life, released on the 31st of October 2018 on their 2019 album We Are Not Your Kind, in order to avoid having to pay Fehn for any royalties for his performance on All Out Life, although the song was included on the Japanese edition as a bonus track. Craig Jones, who had been with the band since 1996, would cease to be a member of Slipknot in 2023, and although he cited health issues had caused him to take a step back, fans are still questioning what really happened. Slipknot released an official statement but then decided to delete their post from social media, causing fans yet again to speculate the truth behind Craig's departure. A clue came from an interaction with the wife of a Slipknot guitarist, Mick Thompson. Stacey Thompson, or Stacey7 as she is known by her IG handle, the wife of Slipknot guitarist Mick, had this to say: "Some things are far too deep, painful and intricate to just paint all over the front page of social media. An announcement was made as a courtesy." Okay, so an announcement was made out of courtesy, but then why take the announcement down if no personal or private information was presented in said statement, which it wasn't? Well, one reason could be very simple. Anything you say online can be used as evidence in, say, a lawsuit. Although no such lawsuit has been made public by Craig Jones, and I am not suggesting that this is what is happening. And Slipknot fans are equally as confused about his departure. Yes, a lot of Slipknot fans think that this could be another case of firing people like Joey and Chris, but maybe we're all looking at this wrong. How the message about his departure was worded, it sounded like he left on his own terms, and they wished him the best. While they also wished Joey all the best, despite the fact that Joey stated that he was fired via an email that his estate has called callous in their recent lawsuit against Slipknot. The suit also says, "This callousness of Jordison's firing and other mistreatment at the hands of Crahan and Taylor have been widely reported and criticized by fans of the band. Since the 1990s, Jordison had dedicated his life to making Slipknot a metal sensation, from which Crahan and Taylor handsomely profited. It made no sense why Crahan and Taylor would treat Jordison with such disdain, especially in light of Jordison's declining health." And then we have Jay Weinberg. Jay joined Slipknot in 2014 after Joey's departure back in 2013. He spent 10 years with the masked metal group, and in 2023, Slipknot once again stated that they will be parting ways with yet another member. Slipknot said it was a creative decision, and again simply said the band made the decision. The band has decided to make a creative decision and to part ways with Jay. But we all know who the band really are. It's legally the entity of the Slipknot partnership, which as far as we know, still solely consists of Shawn Crahan and Corey Taylor. Jay Weinberg, though, would later reveal that he was completely taken by surprise and had no idea that this departure was coming. "I was heartbroken and blindsided to receive the phone call that I did on the morning of November 5th, the news of which most of you learned shortly after. This certainly does not sound like a band decision, as Slipknot put it. A band decision involves exactly that, the band, everyone. Jay had no say in this from what we can tell. There was no discussion involving Jay, he was clearly fired. He did not part ways with Slipknot. This does not sound like a band of brothers, and with Shawn Crahan publicly trying to change the narrative of how Slipknot formed in order to remove Joey from the picture, and Corey Taylor taking time out for mental health reasons, fans have naturally concluded that Slipknot is controlled by one man and one man alone. Due to this, some have even questioned Corey Taylor's future with Slipknot. Whether you like him or not, Corey Taylor is very much the face of Slipknot in the eyes of many people, and if he were to exit the band, they probably wouldn't have much of a future at all. As it stands, Slipknot really do seem like a band on the verge of collapse. If you like aliens, UFOs, and the paranormal, check out my brand new channel, the Mulder Mysteries. Click the video link on screen now, or the link in the description, or watch another documentary right here on Raw Music TV.